All right, so yeah, yesterday was some fun times. Had some really good games, and right now we're sitting on a clueless, waiting for the winner of this next match: Rude Lords versus Bot Fancy's Mama PS3. That's going to be this match, game number one. And both these teams, again, undefeated so far in their game series, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, all the way to the finals, or the semis, rather. And Rude Lords Blue up against Fancy's Mom. I'm just going to call it Team Fancy's Mom on the right. And so far, bands, Wukong, Janna, Teemo, Lulu.
Wukong, Janna, Teemo, Lulu.
Wukong, Janna, Teemo, Lulu. Yep. I like how Wukong was actually like the first ban. It's like, man, we don't want to deal with Wukong at all. And then, of course, it was a Teemo ban after that. And here we are now.
Those fit so nice on the screen, too. Like, it's so good.
I feel that Rude Lords was kind of forced into the Kha'Zix ban there at the end. It's just like, well, we have one more ban. And yeah, we don't want to play him.
Oh, man, hold on. I'm looking at... This is Clueless's A roster that we're seeing. Rude Lords. Clueless has 12 people, so they made two teams for this tournament. So, Rude Lords is Clueless's A roster. And let me tell you about a couple of these players for anyone that doesn't know about these guys. Let's just go down the list. High Peoples probably is he's arguably the best player in Dominion, so say most of the competitive players. It's always a debate over which one is really number one. Is it Sauron or is it Peoples? In competition, Peoples plays a wider array of champions, but whenever he plays the same champion that Sauron does, Sauron plays that champion better. So which one is the number one player? That's still up for debate. Peoples has played a lot of things, including playing a bottom lane Alistar that went 24-2 or something like that in a game. Peoples plays so many different champions in so many different ways that it can get really disasterific. A Parkhurst. Oh, this is Clueless B, not A. Look, it's half of Clueless, man. That's all I'm worried about in response to the PM that I got. They don't really have an A team or a B team. They just have Clueless, but that's the easiest way I can explain it.
Just have Clueless.
It's just Clueless. They have enough people for... It's Clueless and Clueless, but we can't do that because it gets messed up, you know? So you say A and B, that implies one's worse. That's not really the case, you know, but... So this is apparently Clueless's B roster, and Clueless is Clueless's A roster. I'll let you guys figure it out. Peoples is really good at a lot of different champions, and is an awesome dude. Then we have a Parkhurst. A Parkhurst played for Blind Pick Banditos back when Blind Pick Banditos was the most dominant team. He took a little bit of a hiatus for a while.
That was my era.
Yeah, that's when FourCourt was doing a lot of casting back then. Parkhurst is most well known, I think, for his bottom lane Malzahar. That's where we saw him run the most in competition then. He also plays a really solid Nidalee, among other champions. So, long-time competitive player. He's played on top teams before. And we're going to be seeing him walking in Karma for his team. High Peoples picking up Zyra. Peoples' Zyra is really scary. Talith freaking PA on Jayce. Talith PA also played for long-time top team Blind Pick Banditos when they were still competing actively. Blind Pick Banditos doesn't have the same roster that they used to have, so that's why they sort of disbanded and ended up on other teams. Most of them ended up here on Clueless. Talith plays a very good Riven. He's one of the best Rivens we have, and he's an extremely good Ezreal on top of that. He has some of the strongest Ezreal mechanics of any of the players, except maybe Taeyeon.
Good. That's what I just heard.
Yep. And then we have Mad Supportal. Mad Supportal, who's also known as Zemike. Zemike was the name he originally played under until some of their name changes happened.
Lulu ban? Did we have a Lulu? Yeah, we did. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Lulu ban. There's a chat ban. They're not going to let him get that in competition. Zemike has a 100% win rate in competition with Lulu. 100%. No one else has a win rate like that. The only other people... Are we seeing a
bottom lane Thresh? Sorry?
It's possible.
Are we seeing a bottom lane Thresh?
We might. Or Sauron could be messing with us.
Damn it! Don't mess with my head, man.
Oh, man. Hey, we know only Pilar can Atrox. Hey, he can play Veigar. I'm not... That wouldn't make me freak out if he picked that. What are you doing? That's not a support.
So we could talk about this. Finish up.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to see a Blitzcrank locked in. That's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Supportal play that unless Sauron's gonna last minute switch for something else. But I don't really see a.
He lost it.
Yeah, what's going on here? Anyways, the Mike, best Lulu we have, one of the best support players in the game mode, and was the captain of Blind Pick Banditos back when they were the dominant team. And we're going to see Sauron lock it in Swain for his team. Sauron, who was the captain of Point Defense, who was the second big dominant team that there was. It went Vanuit Wunderwiesels, then Point Defense, then Blind Pick Banditos, then Payzevel and Child Sport, and now Clueless as the top teams historically.
Gets around.
As Sauron was the captain of Point Defense when they were winning, has an 11 win streak on that team. I think Blind Pick Banditos' record is 7. Payzevel and Child Sport's win streak is 17. And I don't know what Clueless's is. But we're looking at some of the best players here on Rude Lord's roster. Sauron, who has held the highest ELO of any player in Dominion back when we were still able to track that. Not sure about currently. So these are your top guys, and they've been playing for a long time, and they are up against what's the name of the playing under now for this one? This is
Rude
Bought
Lord
Fancy's
versus...
mom a PS3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bought Fancy's mom a PS3.
Bought Fancy's mom a PS3. Carnival is a top-level player. He's played on Payzevel and Child Sport, and he's played on a couple other teams. He doesn't quite have the super long winning history that the guys on the other team have. We're seeing Buddha Rice, who also has several first-place finishes. We have Alaric Ventress and Zounds. And if I know Zounds, but I keep forgetting if it's Alaric or not. Alaric and Zounds are from a Challenger 3s team that started playing Dominion just because, hey, why not? They felt like they'd come over and compete, and they did not so good their first week. And then they got better they got better really quickly, and now they're actually one of the top teams. They're regularly taking home prize-winning finishes in competition, and they came from Challenger 3s. And they took a few weeks to learn the meta, play in some tournaments, and now they're one of the top competitors because they have those game mechanics from other game modes. Which means if you know some friends that are Diamond or Challenger and Summoner's Rift, tell them to take a couple of, it's off-season right now, spend a couple weeks, learn about Dominion and its meta, come out and play in the tournament, see how well you do. If you stop and practice a little bit, those mechanics, that character control really carries over. It teaches you a lot about team fighting too, because there's so much team fighting and engage in this map. And then lastly we have Dynov, who is most notable for always trolling me by highlighting Vigor and never actually playing it.
Isn't that Die Now?
You are correct. It is Die Now, but I prefer it my way. Dynov sounds so much more powerful than Die Now.
I don't know. If you tell me to die now, it's a pretty powerful message, man.
I was going to test that, but I wouldn't want to accidentally activate some magic powers and be stuck casted by myself.
All right, so you've heard a little bit about the players. Let's talk about some of the characters that we have in and around the place. Wukong, Janna, Teemo, Lulu were the bands. Mad Supportal, 2 Supportal bands. Man, it makes sense. Jarvan, Nidalee, Pantheon, Kassadin, Kha'Zix, Urgot. That means Jayce slips through, Zyra slips through, and we see, for the stream, a few firsts here. We haven't seen a Blitzcrank until now. Parker's playing that Blitzcrank, and did we actually see a Karma yesterday? I want to say we did.
We did see a Karma.
Dream 'em, Wake Up'ems versus the Goon Squad, game number 2. Unfortunately, the Karma, I don't think actually won. But this is also our first time Swain, and I was a little curious to see if Swain was actually going to get paired up with the Fizz, because apparently that's just the mad stop on the Fizz. But either way, we've seen a return to Syndra here, where Syndra can do some amazing burst damage to lead out characters. But this is also our first game on stream with Sona. Now, because Mad Supportal typically plays like these supports, and he's really, really good with them, you can see him on Karma again, I almost feel like they took Sona because they didn't want Mike to have him.
Yeah, combination of factors. Alaric Ventress is a good Sona, and it takes it away from Mike's roster. Good combination. Pick that up. And I don't see Zamike play a lot of Karma, which, again, viewers, if you hear me or FourCourt say Zamike, we are referencing to Mad Supportal. He changed his name once, and then High Peoples actually sniped Zamike's original name on one of his Smurfs, and Zamike got stuck with Mad Supportal as a result. I think Peoples is still holding it hostage to this day.
Poor guy. But either way, I mean, some pretty solid stuff coming out. Now, I'm curious because obviously Swain, Sauron, probably going to be the bottom lane with Die now, Syndra. That means we have a tanky Zounds and a tanky, I want to say Swain and Blitzcrank, but what do you do with a Blitz, especially this high elo?
Well, Blitzcrank, you fight with Blitzcrank. You can actually get a sheen, a little bit of armor pen, and just punch people really hard. Blitzcrank does a lot of damage because of Power Fist, and his crowd control is great. So
the fight crank.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a little bit more glassy and a little bit more fight. That's typically the way that we see him built on this map. You can go real tanky and with him if you want to. That's not nearly as common as the fight Blitzcrank, because you want to get that cooldown reduction going. You get cooldown reduction on your Brutalizer. You might as well get a Youmuu's. I mean, you have movement speed anyway from Overdrive. You just get that Ghost Blade active on top of that, sure. And hey, while you're pressing buttons, let's just get a Sheen, and all of a sudden you have mana and CDR, and you're like, well, I'll just get a Glacial Shroud also, and then turn that into an Iceborne Gauntlet, because why not? I have the components for it. And then all of a sudden you realize that you're fight Blitzcrank and killing people, and you're like, well, I was going to build tanky, but this is working out okay.
So I was like, man, those gold borders really look new and fancy.
Oh.
Those are challenger borders. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Diamonds, platinums.
Shouldn't have given it away. We could have trolled the entire audience.
They're all diamonds and 2 platinums.
Yeah, the Dominion community, we always would get made fun of by Summoner's Rift community. They would say, oh, you guys don't even have borders. You guys don't even. And so we actually went out and got borders and stuff this season. We're like, okay, well, you guys want us to come and play? We'll do it.
Well, we had the Pure Diamond team yesterday. Who was that? Is that Amputee?
It was the all Diamond SR team was Aeon United.
Oh, right. Yeah. And they didn't win anything.
No. The first game was great, though.
Our games were 2-0. Yeah, it was
Second game,
close up till like halfway through, but Diamond only means so much here, guys, unless you really dedicate a lot of practice to Dominion.
Yeah, I just have to, like I said, spend a couple of weeks, play a whole bunch of games, learn a little bit about the meta, and you can start doing pretty good. Maybe not, clueless level good, but.
All right, so game number 1 of our second semifinals. The winners here go on to face against Clueless, right now ranked number 1 on Dominate Dominion, but it could be Clueless A versus Clueless B, the Rude Lords. It could be Bot Fancy's Mom at PS3. I mean, right now, it's a pretty stacked matchup. Not really entirely too sure which way to put it. In terms of the Summoners, 10 revives out. We do got that Exhaust, that Clairvoyance on Talith. We do have the Garrison on Alaric Ventress. So it's, and then of course it's our Ignites. 3 Ignites again for Root Lords, man. 3 Ignites versus the 2 Ignites, the 2 Exhausts. So overall, nothing really fishy going on with our Summoners, and I wouldn't have really expected that.
And look at the items. We're seeing a Catalyst, first Swain, no boots. Something that happens occasionally, but I haven't seen it in some time. And we're seeing a Blitzcrank with no boots, Tear, and Ruby Crystal first.
So Talith uses his Clairvoyance and lands a max damage Hyper Shot before anybody's even up to this point.
Oh, yeah.
Already hit point advantage going the way of Talith. Landed on all 3 of the team coming up. So already, Fancy's team is low on the hit points. That's going to be the pull.
And Carnival is going to go down. That's the best part about Blitzcrank top in the first fight. When he grabs someone, that person is completely dead. Looks like they're putting their attention on Buddha Rice's Talon next. They don't want him to go anywhere. Zounds. Looks like they're going to let Zounds go. Talith is going to zone him back. Parkhurst can pull him in if he wants to. Has the grab back up.
Now, as you said about bottom Sauron with that Catalyst, he kind of needs levels for that Catalyst to kind of activate, get some of that health back. And early game, he might get pushed around a bit. He's already heading back to town, so that leaves it back to the top.
And Buddha Rice goes for a Parkhurst, but that mana barrier helping him out a lot. Buddha Rice is able to escape throughout the opposite side of the fight. Zyra's plants giving Vision a very good way to get Vision in this map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got Clairvoyance, we got the plant.
Oh, the grab on Buddha Rice! That max range grab by a Parkhurst.
Punch all the things, guys. Punch all the things. High People's there, just landing some damage on top of Carnival. That's Massive Portal throwing some damage out as well. Talith PA, again, hyper shots from the far. But it does look like they are going to lose out at least this fight, and not really too surprising because they've already had a few people back and through with the revives. Whoever gets revived first has to come back in, and then you're going to see kind of like an ebb and flow, but whoever gets the last revives typically kind of keep their advantage.
Zounds and Mad Support having a little bit of disagreement. Zounds is a Storm Shield, though, which is really increases that damage output.
Well, he has AP ring. He has the Prospector's ring. We've seen Catalysts before on Maokai. We've also seen the Spectre Cowls early. He has Prospectors.
Sauron's playing pretty safe down here. I feel like he knows that first gank is going to come his way pretty soon. Just hanging out back a little bit more near his tower.
A little bit of a fight up top. Talith. That's going to be crescendo. That should be the kill. Yeah, Parker's kind of whiffed there on his Mega Punch, but here comes the Mike, the portal. That's going to be a decent Pyroclasm from Carnival.
And Buddha Rice comes in from the back, initiates into High Peoples, does a bunch of damage to him. They're able to take him out, but Supportal just hanging out on the tower, throwing spells into the fight.
And
he's going to be able to keep control of it for now.
It's going to be down to Talith, who will land the damage. There's the stun. Buddha Rice is going to drop. Talith takes another kill. And yeah, again, there's no more revives on the two supports that just went down, High Peoples into Parkers. But Talith is sitting at 1-1 and 4. He comes back with the double longsword. So his damage output right now, I think the only person that can actually match it is Talon. He's the only one with additional items of that caliber.
In the bottom lane, Sauron still hanging out on his side of the map. Seems a little bit wary of his lane opponent. Dynov is going to go ahead and recall back. No? Dynow. Okay, Dynow is going to stay in the bottom lane. Top part of the map, we have the Wrecking Crew coming around, but they were coming around from their tower side, blatantly envisioned, so that's going to scare the enemy back. Don't get a chance for much of a pick-off there. Zounds and Buddha Rice. Oh, they've discovered Mad Support. There's a cutthroat through. The grab does not connect from Parker. Zounds airborne for his troubles. And Buddha Rice is staying stuck to a Parkhurst, but he couldn't get to any of the targets he really wanted to. He wants to kill Jayce. He wants to kill Zyra the most.
I'll admit, I don't know if it's Dynov or Dynow, but I'm just reading his name. Carnival gets hit by the punch. Parkhurst punches him dead. Talith actually is the one with his hammer, punched him down. Zound's going to get low hit points, but that's going to be the silence coming out. He will drop. Shutdown comes out as well. Wasn't entirely too sure that Maokai was actually on a killing spree, but he's up 3-1 now. And it does look like the last remaining is going to be Talith PA, and he has to deal with this double aggression and now the revived Zounds.
As Zounds coming back with that revive, is going to have that extra health for that pro ring. A little bit. It happens when I talk a lot for some. No, it just happens when I talk a lot for some reason. Just like
So Talith made the correct decision of not suiciding in, and they do lose out this point. Now, bottom lane, we did see Syndra kind of pushing Sauron out a little bit, but Sauron's kind of stabilized. He does have himself Fiendish Codex and Amp on top of that with that Catalyst. So between that and his ultimate, he has been doing okay, and you can see now that we have a bit more of a swap. Everyone's going bottom. They're going to be collapsing on top of Dynow.
Oh man, and Dynow's damage on Supportal there, taking a massive amount out of his health. And Buddha Rice, the lockdown. Oh dear.
Not delayed, deleted.
Yeah, he got the lowercase b's blat 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 from Jayce there. Hasn't quite get that uppercase one yet.
No, we'll see it though. We'll see it. Crescendo only hits Talith. Emperor High Peoples drops. Parker's actually up top has been doing some really good delay tactics up there, but Syndra drops. And that Garrison.
That late Garrison against minions. Garrison against champions, very good. Garrison against minions, they can still spike the capture rate up enough to pull it neutral, and that's what we saw there.
They got the quest, but they sacrificed a lot for that quest. They're down 3 people. Sauron on his last legs, and Mad Supportal just kind of running with him at this point. Now, they took the quest, but only 2 members of their team actually gets it, and they lost Factory for their troubles. So I'm not sure that was actually the best position they could have been in.
Well, it does give an opportunity for the quest objective to move somewhere else on the map next time it spawns,
but
as opposed to just getting stuck down there.
Caps. They're about to get 5 caps because Sauron cannot deal with this aggression.
Yeah, there's a 4.5 cap in favor of Bot Fancy's Mama PS3 at the moment.
So again, like I'm not sure that dedicating all what they did down there was actually wise. Sauron with the revive comes back in, helps get the kill for Supportal. But top here in the factory, it was neutraled. Parkhurst doesn't actually hit anything, and Zounds goes in, just puts up the pressure against High Peoples. It will be the last shot there from Carnival to take it. Carnival's going to dance on the point with a Zyra plant, but Zyra herself is nowhere to be found. She had to run for that. Talith comes in, though. He cleans up Sona, and they should be able to get this point back, but they're still at a big deficit.
Thankfully, they have plenty of Nexus health to play with. They should be able to come out of this okay, but that was a lot of Nexus health damage they really didn't need to take. That Sauron's on his way there.
Yeah, Buddha's going to get there. That should be a neutralization, but it won't be a cap.
Yeah. Sauron, playing Swain. Swain's a champion who's really not in the best shape to be running into things quickly. So, Talon got a lot of capture in there.
Does have boots. Carnival's able to get the stun on top of Karma, so Karma+Jayce, they should be able to take the top, but we did have a Talon down here with Syndra. It looks like he's actually back to the mid. If he goes top, that means that they have now given up their aggression bottom, and that's going to be 3 points back to the Rude Lords.
Yeah, Rude Lords will be able to take that top point back. Buddha Rice coming from the side. Oh, Emperor Peoples with that vision snipe. Hey, I see you. Backs off. Good reveal. Parkhurst, oh dear. Well,
robots versus 3. Nah, robots don't win.
Parkhurst blue screening has to restart as Supportal and Talith have to retreat back to the top point. People's collapsing towards them, maybe? Or is he going to get caught here?
I serious that he blue screened. It's like, how did you know that?
No, it's just,
I get it.
There you go.
Yeah. 2 kills in the top. That's going to be basically all the aggression gone. Talith whiffs with that hyper shot, and he will be driven from the point. That means the point's going to go back to Fancy's mom.
And Fancy's mom is going to have the top point in addition to a PS3.
Yay, PS3, a $400 brick from all I've read on Twitter.
Oh, man. No, that's the PS4.
Oh, you're right.
PS3's okay, man.
Brick.
Yeah. I'm happy for it to get dipped down under 200, man. Finally pick one up.
I like how you actually knew that when I called it a brick, you immediately assumed it was the PS4. That's
it was. I've been reading
right now.
I've been reading about it, man.
I thought that was a pretty good catch, Gandair. Pretty good catch. A little bit of footsies in the jungle, but the life lead is still in favor of the Rude Lords, but it's not a huge lead. This is probably the closest game we've seen at the 10-minute mark, excepting our game number 1 yesterday. The Dream 'em Wake Up 'ems, they were pretty close up until basically it got cracked wide open. We're going to have to see which way it goes this round, but again, this game is fairly stacked. We got a lot of big players, a lot of big names being played out here, and let's see if this aggression bottom actually works out for the Rude Lords.
Well, Syndra can't really handle that many targets at once. Isn't even able to muscle down Sauron, unfortunately. So that is going to get turned around, but once again, they trade Refinery for bottom, and nothing really happens.
Blitz, however, is going off to the drill. So Parkhurst is going to do some split pressure. We got some backings now coming in. Syndra's still dead, but we do got 3 coming up from the red that will be able to chase off drill. Karma is now going up to the windmill, but Parkhurst is going to follow, and Zyra is playing delay tactics with the Talon. Sauron is playing with Carnival off to the factory, so their split aggression might pay off.
And Sauron here can't kill Brand. However, his presence is keeping Carnival from going anywhere else on the map. Carnival can't recall. Carnival can't join other team fights. Oh, the Shock Blast scared him.
Ooh, that crescendo actually didn't hit anything, but it was still killed to the Sona. But Sona did... not Sona, Zyra did such an amazing job just keeping them from this point that it has now been capped out for the Rude Lords, but unfortunately they will not be able to stand up to the 3-man push. Here comes Talith, a little bit late to the party, but Factory was recapped, and so was the Graveyard. You can see Syndra heading for the quest objective bottom as Talith cleans up top.
Man, Talith with his build all of the component pieces first. It's one of the things I miss the most about him. He just doesn't complete items. He just stacks the... Whoa, man, Talon just died.
Yep, deleted. And that's going to be another kill going the way of Talith as well. That's going to be a 7-4 Swain was able to deal with the aggression bottom. But you can also see here a great example of Sona and Alaric. I mean, Sona right now has Blackfire Torch for the movement.
Ooh, that Pyroclasm! bounced it off of Zyra's plant to get a bunch of hits in on Mad's Portal. That was a really good play.
Carnival's going to get hit and punched. Punch all the things. Talith takes home the kill. And to make a long point short, Sona has tankiness, and that was a great example of it. Maokai, Karma takes him down. Buddha Rice is going to get hit by a Parker's. 2-on-1 now for Zounds, but we got Brand coming, we got Sona coming up. I don't think they're even going to get to the point. Maybe they're not even going to get the kill.
No, Brand cleaned it up with a 2-for-1 Pillar of Flame there.
Sauron's pushing in the bottom, so he's going to push in bottom, looking for that quest objective, looking for that counter pressure. Top is going to go back the way of Fancy's mom. 255 to 234. It's a very back and forth game, especially in that windmill.
And a little bit of a lull in the action right now. Both teams, it looks like they're going to try to secure their Storm Shields while there's time. There's no more pressing thing to do, so they need to pick up their Storm Shields to bring them into the next engagement. A Storm Shield that is sitting idle in the middle of map is just damage and health that your team is just willingly not having. Sauron comes up here to interrupt, catches Buddha Rice, and they're able to take him down. Pyroclasm doesn't chain very well. Big team fight, middle of the map.
Yeah, Sauron actually dropped. That was a Syndra ult as well as Brand. Lots of damage there. Zounds is going to get picked off, I think, by Talith. There we go. A nice crit at the end. He has that Infinity. He has that Yomu's. So we're going to see some big capital blats coming out. But we do have a few deaths in the mid. Nobody actually did pick up the Storm buffs because they were all interrupted by this pesky team fight. But low hit points all around for the Rude Lords. Not too sure how many plays they can make off that.
Now Parkhurst is able to get away for the moment. Portal heading up towards the upper part of the map. Looks like he wants to try to intercept Carnival. Does have quite a bit of damage going for him, too.
Who is Fancy's mom? Well, there's a guy named Fancy Wolf, and I'm assuming it's his mother.
Yeah, there's literally a streamer, Sir Fancy Wolf, on Twitch. He plays under the ID of Fancy Wolf. And one day while he was streaming, he has a cam, and his mom walked in the room to talk to him. So Fancy's mom became a meme because she was on the stream because she walked in.
Fancy's mom has got it going on. Talith PA does not have it going on. Buddha Rice takes him down one-on-one. Really nice burst potential coming out from him. He has his Yomus as well as the penetration, but that's a revive and he gets his revenge. And now they should be able to collapse on top of this factory. It's still the 3-point advantage going the way of Fancy's mom, and they have that health lead now, so the pressure is on for the Rude Lords. The Parkers with the punch. Talith goes down. But Zounds able to clean up with the help of Brand.
Yeah, Zounds and Carnival really doing a lot of work in that fight. Oh dear, Soda, no! Soda, no! Put the instrument down so it doesn't break. Just set it on the floor. Thank you.
I thought it was going to be the heal, but Sauron deleted. Actually, it's going to be the trade-off because of his Q, whose name escapes me right now. Not the Q, the E, Torment. Yeah, Torment after time. It's almost like a Cassiopeia in that regard. But they trade out. No revives being used. No, Dynow is not going to use it.
Okay. And Zounds checking with the sapling. Saplings, a good way to get vision on the map. There's so many different ways to get vision that we have to rely on because there's no wards in this game mode. And as a result, man, some of these champion picks, some of these ability uses, it's all about scouting and vision. It's a very important thing in this map. Parkhurst running around towards this bottom part of the map. Buddha Rice engaged upon. Oh, the never move lands, locks him down during the shadow assault. He tries to escape through Peoples, not quite able to do so, unfortunately. Does do plenty of damage, but wasn't able to kill his way out of the situation.
Dynow is going to be pretty apt to his name.
Meanwhile, every other point is being captured.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all.
Don't
for the Rude Lords.
Put 5 people in one place unless you have an exit strategy.
Now. They've done that twice. They've committed so much to that bottom point, so much to that quest, that they give up so much positioning on the rest of the map.
Maybe this is Clueless's B team. Maybe, yeah. Just might be. Good crescendo, but no real follow-up for it. Zounds is able to die by being glued to Blitzcrank's fist.
Yep, punch all the things and then grab them and punch them some more. That's I think that was almost a verbatim
punch
quote
first, ask questions while punching?
Well, there's a...
maybe that's a different
punch
champion.
First and ask no questions? I think I saw that quote somewhere.
Thank you, viewers, for coming out to watch the show day. It's really nice to put on the show for you guys. You know, thanks to LoLPro and Cooler Master for being able to sponsor this. This is really fun to do. Yeah. And Parkhurst now arriving back at the top point. He's looking for that grab. He wants to land that grab. Who is he going to grab? He grabs Syndra, and Syndra is one of the more slender champions and is a little bit more difficult to grab, but Parkhurst was able to land it anyway.
Sauron totally outplaying the down in the bottom lane. Walks away half health, no problem. Lots of mana under his belt as well. Brand is down there as well. That means he went 2-on-1, got the kill, was able to get out, keeps the Brand there, and that was a great crescendo from Alaric, but it's not going to be enough.
And Zounds versus the world. We're going to get another grab from a Parkhurst. Oh, pulls him back. Airborne, snares as well. All that crowd control coming into play.
That's some massive control. Yeah.
Here's the important thing to note. Maokai is dead. Oh, he had his revive, though. There we go. I was trying to make a highlight of that. Maokai died at a really inopportune moment, but thankfully, because of his revive, it's not going to be a gigantic liability. If they didn't have Maokai but had the rest of their team, that really limits their ability to get into a fight.
That was the Sona revive. That was the Maokai revive. We have no revives on the table. I'm looking at all 10 champs. Nobody has a revive for... Nobody's even close to finishing the revive either. So it's going to be a heck of a time. Sauron used his just now as well. So basically, coming down to the last 100 points, this could be your last hurrah.
Zounds airborne there. Jayce looking to land a shock blast. Falls a little bit short because he didn't have the acceleration gate paired up with it. And they know Buddha Rice is there. They don't want to get close.
Oh my god, it's a portal, skin of his teeth. He's going 2-on-2 in the bottom lane. Shut down on the Paleth. That's not so good. Buddha Rice now going into a Parkhurst, but they got the tower shooting people as well. There he whiffed. He whiffed the rocket grab, and now he has to do a 2-on-1. Alaric and Zounds, the Zyra plant shot, not nearly enough to hurt Alaric because he is so tanky at this point. That means the top point is going to go back the way of the Fancy's mom, but Sauron and Supporter are still fighting down here until just now when Sauron got burnt to a crisp, and they maintain that point.
Yeah, he has become fried chicken. Supporter is able to escape. Pillar landing a little bit late. Remember recall, guys? It's like 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, something like that. So if you see someone recalling in a bush, you can't quite get there all the time too often.
Mad Supporto had something like 10 hit points and still walked away from that fight after helping Sauron for so long at that bottom graveyard.
Oh yeah, there's some monster
They weren't able to get the point, but the power of Karma, man, those hidden heals, that hidden survivability, you can't underestimate it.
Parkhurst, they want to secure that Storm Shield, but the enemy team's presence there is not going to let them do that. Oh, Extended Edition Twisted Advance. Got a little bit far away from his team. However, there was really no follow-up that Rude Lords would be able to do to that.
This is crunch time. We're down to 75 health now for the Rude Lords. If they don't make something happen in the next minute, then it's almost virtually impossible to land a cap and bring this game back. Almost impossible.
They just need a good engagement. Oh dear, the crescendo missing could be really bad for them. They lock down Carnival. They're able to put him in the grave. And unfortunately, they lose High Peoples in the process. Sauron, with that, is that going to keep him alive? That Wooglitz has saved him. Jayce goes down, unfortunately.
2 for 1, 2 for... It's still 2 for 1 exchange. No,
Parkhurst with that revive overdrive. Buddha Rice freezes the police. Get back here. You're under arrest. Stop. Stay where you are.
Parkhurst and Peoples, they just used their revives. We still have it on Supportal, so... Cooldowns have been taken away. We still have the 1 on Supportal, but because of those revives, that's the reason that fight went the way of the Rude Lords.
And oh dear, Alaric is going to get up here, and he's going to interrupt that. And Alaric is really durable.
37.99.
You see, he has that BFT and that Sheen, so he does a fair amount of damage too on top of that.
Talon's going to get caught out a little bit here. Zounds just trying to put a thorn in his side. That's going to be a Parkhurst and Emperor High Peoples landing a lot of damage on top of Zounds. They might actually even get the kill. Great point blank.
Oh dear, Buddha Rice is the equalizer here. Goes in and shuts down Zyra immediately. Puts a lot of hurt on everyone else, and they need Talith PA to have health.
Look at Swain bottom though. Sauron is really pushing in on top of Dino.
They want to get Carnival's Brand, and oh, that crescendo. Able to take down Sona finally. Just Brand stands between them and capturing this tower.
Revives. Brand has his. That's it. He can go down and come right back up. He needs to get some of these kills, and he gets the double.
And Talith, oh, that health relic. There's another one. Do you have any mantra left, Mike?
He's like a Nidalee right now. All he's playing is Nidalee style. He's just biding time, making sure that the cap is not done, and that's enough for Zounds to come back up here.
That's enough for High Peoples to catch back up and keep Carnival from capturing as well. Keeps that point neutral a little bit longer in the bottom lane. Sauron, however, was defeated. Talon went down there for a gank. And
Parker's is going to split.
Yeah, Parker's is being brought down there, and Supportal's still alive up here in this top point.
Zounds and Carnival are still alive.
Yeah, Carnival, more importantly, still alive.
Yeah. Parker's, however, not alive.
Oh, man. Talith! No, you just got back, man!
Carnival!
Oh, dear. Talith freaking PA has been WTF barbecued.
This point has been neutralized for almost 2 minutes now.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Zounds used a twisted advance on the plant lane to get up here. Unfortunately, does not pay off. They get that point, but bottom left. That's Sauron. He died. The Parkers, they died. That's still a 3-2 cap advantage going the way of Fancy's mom.
And Fancy's bought Fancy's mom a PS3. Looks like they're gonna take this game home. Maybe that's gonna be pretty interesting.
Die now will drop. Talith gets insta-gib by Buddha Rice. We have the Infinity Edge. We got the Youmu's and the Last Whisper on top of things. I'm not sure a Parker's. Well, okay, now a Parker's will win, but that rake needed to hit.
Okay, they're going to stall out the game a little bit more.
There's nobody top.
But there's no one top.
Karma's
means...
bottom right. They're going for the graveyard.
Oh man, Supportal has to get this neutral.
4 points. We got the neutral. 4 points, but we got Maokai coming. We're gonna get the
There's
second
the neutral.
3 points.
Clock stopped at 3-99. They could still bring this back, but oh man, is it going to be difficult.
It's all about this point. It's all about what we can do right now from the Rude Lords. It's all about what our Parkers can do up against Zounds, what Mad Supportal and Die now. That's the ult. Exhaust goes down on top of Mad Supportal as well. Sauron now here. He's going to be just trying to chase off Die now. Doesn't have that burst. Talith is here. The entire team is here.
High Peoples has to keep the refinery from going neutral, and I don't know if he'll be able to do it or not.
As a Zyra, he has the tools. He has some amazing delay tactics. The bottom right, the graveyard is going to go.
Oh, what? That Wooglitz! That was like an $8,000 Wooglitz right there. Holy cow.
They get it. They get the 3rd point. And that means that they are still in this game.
That Wooglitz was way more powerful than I could possibly imagine.
I know there's a joke in there, but I can't think of it.
They're gonna get a neutral there at the drill as well.
You're right.
Talith PA is hanging out on the lower part of the map, but there's a Talon there, and Talon can destroy him.
Carnival, is that enough? No, it's not enough. High People's burning alive. Plants don't like fire.
He's already on fire.
No, but he was like literally on fire. Brand hit him with an off shot.
Oh, the Never Move does not connect, which is very good for Carnival. The Rocket Grab does not connect either. That's also pretty bad. Carnival is going to be taken down by Sauron. If they can get Zounds, they get him with the Never Move. Can they keep him from getting to that point?
Sona's capping bottom.
Sona has turned around the bottom. Oh, man.
Top. We have a chance at neutralizing top.
Gotta get that top point neutral. Gotta get that clock ticking. Buddha Rice dives through the portal. And, oh, dear, retreats into Sauron. And gets a free trip back to the Summoner platform for
neutral
his
point
trouble.
bottom, but a Parker's drops. Sauron low hit points. Supportal can be a thorn in this side, but Dynau's there. Carnival, the everlasting Carnival, the fire that will not get extinguished. He's back up to this top point. He's going for that cap. We got Maokai bottom up against High People's. Trees versus plants. It's a veritable forest. It's still neutral. This top is actually now neutral as well.
Yeah, they need to keep those neutrals. If the enemy gets cap over them, they lose because they won't be able to cap it back in time. So they're going to need to keep things neutralized in various places of the map. And, oh, blat, blat, blat! Syndra, go home!
That's a mirror mana. That's the power of the mirror mana. That's not the mirror mana. That's totally that's totally a Parker's. I'm going to take that back. That's totally the power of the Infinity Edge. They got the top. They lost bottom, but they got the top.
That's the blat, blat, blat that we were looking for. I'm glad we got one on camera.
Buddha Rice. He's gonna go for Talith. He's gonna try.
Oh my god, that damage!
Thank God a Parkhurst was there.
Holy cow, if a Parkhurst was not there, everything bad would happen at once.
Zounds has no revive. This revive is like tip of the tongue, but it's not there. He can't say the words.
Oh man, avoiding that second hit from that inner flame. Dynov with the Woogs.
Alaric, however, takes home the plant. Carnival and a Parker's dueling up by the drill, but I don't know if Fancy's mom can bring this back. They are losing so many fights, so much position, and those last 3 hit points from Rude Lords are just serving them extremely well.
It's never over in Dominion. That is the best thing about this game mode. Games like this are why we play, because until that last second ticks down, you can still bring that game back. And that's what we're seeing here, potentially. It's a Parkhurst versus the world up at the top. Can he delay for that long? His teammates are able to get here. That Mana Shield really doing a lot of work. Bouncing that Pyroclasm, the Supportal, and oh no! That chain damage.
6 points!
That's...
It's 6-3 in a neutral.
That's going to be it.
6 points to 2.
Oh, man.
They got nobody even close to any of these other points, and Rude Lords is finally going to get those last 3 hit points remaining.
That Pyroclasm.
At a 6-0.
6-0 victory. For
Carnival. MVP. My goodness.
Carnival just decided, I'm actually going to win this game through that Pyroclasm, and with Supportal being taken out up top, that's what turned that around for him.
15-10 on Carnival. 15-10. The only other, like, Talon, 18-17. Brand, 17-13. And then a Parkhurst on that fight crank, 12-13. And you can't forget Sauron. Sauron, 17-10. So many deaths going back and forth. Wow.
I'm going to take a look at that. I gotta see that damage dealt to champions.
That's our longest game now at 28:51.
That's pretty long.
It's very hard to see over 30 minutes, but 28:51. 55,000 damage. Almost for Talon.
Man, 50. When you know you did well in a game of Dominion when you are approaching 50k. You know you did really well when you're breaking 50k.
Alright,
yeah.
What
55.
physical damage to champions? Never mind. Damage dealt to champions.
55k Talon. Yeah, 53k on Zyra. And then a lot of people in the 40s as well.
Wouldn't have expected Zyra to be number 2, to be honest.
Kind of surprised that Jayce didn't break 50, but Jayce did die.
Yeah.
They were really good at Talon applied directly to the Jayce.
Still, there's 6 people in that game over 40k damage. I mean, there's nobody really that didn't pull their weight here. I mean, you could look at Mad Supportal at 29k, but I mean, if we had a shields or damage tanked, you know, I'm pretty sure because of the shielding mechanics coming out of Karma as well as the health, I'm pretty sure that she would have just spiked way off the chart for that. So it's not all about damage sometimes, and Supportal knows that.
Okay, we have to cut to a commercial real quick, and we will be right back with Game 2. This is a best-of-3 series, guys, so there's more coming your way. Just hang out a moment here for us to hit a little commercial, and we will be right back.